Hi everyone, I'm Shannon Quinlan and this is WiseCloud's Anahata Chakra Flow. Anahata Chakra is also known as the heart chakra, and our purpose is for love, compassion, expansion, and letting go of that ego. So we're going to be working through a series of poses, chest openers, shoulder openers, back bends, a little bit of breath work. So please have 2 blocks handy. If you don't have blocks, books works as well. So when you're ready, we're going to begin on our back, grabbing a hold of the block, coming down onto your back, bending the knees, and lifting the hips up and placing the sacrum, that flat part of the back, down onto a block at the medium height. So go ahead and set that sacrum down. You can take your feet as wide as the mat, letting the knees rest and fall on one another, taking those palms by our sides, facing up towards the sky, allowing those shoulder blades to press firmly down into the earth. We're just going to take a few rounds of breath here, grounding, coming into our body. Gently close your eyes. Slowly begin to notice the rise and fall of the belly. And from here, let's slowly begin to deepen that breath. So taking a nice, slow, deep breath in through the nose. And we slowly exhale it out the mouth. Take 2 more breaths just like that. And then from here, let's take one hand to the belly, the other hand coming to heart center. You can relax those elbows down. Again, continue to close the eyes. We're going to work on that 3-part breath. So take a normal inhale and exhalation here. And on your next inhale, I want you to focus on bringing awareness into that belly. So pushing that breath into the belly, letting it expand, moving up to the ribs, letting them widen, drawing all the way up to the heart center. From the heart center, now this is our exhale, releasing from the heart center. Let those ribs contract and belly softens. So working with that 3-part breath, nice deep breath in, filling that belly, rib expands, moving to the heart center. Hold at the top of the inhale. And on the exhale, release from the heart center. Ribs contract, belly softens. Let's do that a few times on your own. Feeling that flow of breath move through the body. Feeling that release with every exhale you take. Take one more breath just like that. So a nice big deep breath in, fill the belly, ribs, heart. And exhale, we release, heart center, ribs contract, belly softens. Nice job. Go ahead and place those feet underneath the knees. Bending at the knees, lifting those hips to take the block, placing it back down to the side. So from here, we're gonna move into a rolling bridge. We'll take the hands by our sides, palms facing up. So with the rolling bridge, we're gonna incorporate some arm work just to warm up those shoulders. So when you're ready, you're gonna press down through those feet, slowly roll that pelvis up. We're slowly moving up the spine, and you're gonna bring both hands reaching up behind you. So press down through those feet as you keep those hips lifted. And this is where you inhale, lifting up. And on the exhale, let's slowly begin to roll down that spine, starting from that top part, coming all the way down. Hands are going to come down to follow. So let's do that a few more times. Inhale, press through those feet, lift the hips, reaching up and back. Exhale, rolling down the spine. Almost feeling like a nice massage rolling up and down. Go ahead, inhale, lifting up. Press through those feet, keep those hips lifted. And we exhale, lower. From here, we're gonna incorporate switching arms. So from here, go ahead and let's reach that right arm back and up as we lift those hips up, bringing your gaze over the left shoulder. Slowly exhale, bring the head back to center, release that right arm down. Let's do that again. We inhale, rolling up, take that left hand up and back, looking over right shoulder, press through those feet, lift those hips. Exhale, take it down. And we'll do that 2 more times on each side, so moving with your breath. Inhale, lift those hips, right arm up and back, look left. Exhale, rolling down, right hand comes back down. And again, we inhale, lift those hips, left arm comes up and back, look right. Exhale it down. Take 1 more here on your own. Making sure you get both sides evenly. And go ahead and hug those knees into the chest, pressing that sacrum into the mat, shoulder blades pressed into the mat. Right, so we're not lifting the chest up, but just staying here, hugging those knees in. And from here, go ahead and place those feet down, keeping those knees bent. And from here, let's take our let's drop both knees to the left, rolling over onto our left side. So taking both arms, stacking one on top of the other. So we're on our left side, stacking those arms, hands rest one on top of the other. And we're slowly going to work on opening up that shoulder. So on the inhale, I want you to take that top right hand, so lifting it off, hovering over the earth, and you're going to reach it up past the crown of the head, right? So we're opening halfway, imagining these arms to look like a clock. Slowly on that exhale, we bring that right hand back to meet the left. We'll do that again, taking another inhale, rotating that right arm, reaching it past the crown of the head. We're slowly opening that heart. Maybe we go a little bit further this time. And on that exhale, slowly bring it back. And we'll do that 1 more time. So let's inhale, taking it halfway again, open the heart. And you can either stay here halfway, dropping that hand to rest on the earth. Otherwise, if possible, go ahead and take that right arm, reaching all the way over to the right side. So arms out into that T position, keeping both knees bent on that left side. Keep your gaze up towards the sky, or go ahead and bring the gaze over that right shoulder. You can close the eyes here if you need. Just feeling a nice expansion in the back of the shoulder blades. Feeling a nice deep stretch all the way from those left fingertips to the right. And let's take one more breath here. And we'll slowly begin to circle that right arm all the way back around to meet the left, hugging it in, curling into that fetal position, resting here for a moment. All right, from here, come onto your back and we'll change sides. So same thing on the right side. Go ahead and bend those knees, taking them both over to that right side. Both arms are going to extend out to the right. Left hand now rests on top of the right. So again, same motion. On that inhale, let's inhale, hover that left arm, circling it slowly halfway point, reaching past the crown of the head, opening that heart here. And on that exhale, slowly circling that left arm back. I'll do that again. Slow inhale, circling that top left arm, reaching past the crown of the head. Maybe we go a little bit further. And on that exhale, circle it back. All right, last one. So nice, slow, deep breath in. Either staying here if that's comfortable for you, you can drop the hand. So we're reaching past the crown of the head with that left arm. Otherwise, if possible, go ahead and circle that left arm out to the left. Again, arms out into that T position, keeping those knees bent to the right. Keep the gaze up towards the sky or looking over left shoulder now. Again, feel free to close your eyes. Tuning in. Feeling opening happening in the shoulders. Feeling that expansion. Take one more breath. And slowly begin to take that left arm, circling it all the way back and curling yourself into that fetal position, resting here on that right side. So just take a moment here. Until you move on to your belly. So from the right side, coming onto your belly, we're going to put ourselves into that Sphinx position. So go ahead, take the forearms to the outer edges of the mat, spreading those fingers. You can bring the toes to touch, keeping a nice lift in the heart. Continue to breathe here, pressing the belly into the earth. Lifting the heart, but make sure those shoulders are relaxed down the back. And let's slowly lower down. Taking those hands to the outside of the mat, coming up onto those fingertips. We're going to just do a baby cobra flow, so moving with the breath. Make sure those elbows are pointed out towards the side. So on the inhale, first let's drop the forehead down. On the inhale, go ahead and slowly lift that chest up, bringing that gaze directly in front of the mat. Exhale, we slowly lower down. Inhale, slowly lifting the chest, gaze right in front of us. Exhale down. So nice gentle movements. Take this a few rounds here on your own, moving with that breath. And let's take one more, holding at the top, lifting that heart. Maybe you can come up a little bit further. And exhale it down. Taking those hands underneath the shoulders, go ahead, come up onto those knees. Taking those knees wide, we're gonna set back into that extended child's pose. So reach those hands forward, drop the forehead down. Take a few breaths here. And from here, we're just going to add a little bit of movement into that spine, into the back to help us with those heart openers and back bends. So from the child's pose position, keep that chin tucked towards the chest as you slowly arch that back. So think about coming up into that cat position. And then slowly begin to send those hips down. So like we're moving into that cobra. Roll those shoulders back, keep that chest lifted. We inhale here. And on the exhale again, send those hips back. Slowly begin to round, drawing that pelvis down, moving into child's pose. So slow, gentle movements. Don't worry what this looks like. We're just slowly moving up from that child's position, allowing those hips to drop down. Moving into cobra, and we allow ourselves to exhale, slowly rolling that spine back into child. So let's do that 2 more times on your own. Again, slow, gentle movements. And let's come back to that tabletop position. So from here, we're going to come into that thread the needle position. So to start, let's make sure those shoulders are stacked over the wrist, hips over knees, toes flat or toes curled under. We're going to work on that right side first. So let's plant that left hand down, spread the fingers. Go ahead and let's reach that right arm up towards the sky. So really open up wide here. Spread the fingers. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, slowly draw that right shoulder down and through, resting onto that right side of the face. You can keep that left hand planted down. You can extend it past the crown of the head, or you can always reach for that bind. So taking that left hand, reaching for that right hip crease. Whatever's more comfortable for you. Take a few breaths. And one more breath here. Go ahead and plant that left hand down if it's not already. Pressing through that left hand, go ahead and reach that right arm back up towards the sky. Release it down and we'll change sides. So planting right hand down, spread the fingers. And now let's go ahead and reach that left arm up towards the sky. Find length through that left arm, opening up, inhale here. And we exhale, draw that left arm through underneath the right. Plant the left side of the face down. Either keep that right hand planted, or you can extend past the crown of the head. Or take that right hand to the left hip crease now. Take a breath. Maybe you close the eyes. Just take a few rounds of breath here. Breathing into those shoulder blades. And take one more breath. Plant the right hand down again if it's not already. Pressing through that right hand, reach that left arm up towards the sky, stretch and lengthen out, and we bring it down. So moving into that puppy pose position. Make sure those knees are underneath the hips, and go ahead and extend both arms forward. So reaching those arms forward, drop the forehead down. So feel long through the arms, opening up those shoulders, maybe softening between the shoulder blades. Letting that heart melt closer down to the earth. Take a few breaths. Take one more breath. And from here, slowly lift the head. And again, sending those hips down, coming back into that Sphinx position. So maybe you feel like you have a little bit more height now after we've warmed up the spine. Let's take one more breath. And lowering down. Curling those toes underneath. Take those hands underneath the shoulders, pressing yourself into that plank position. Hold here. We inhale, and then let's exhale, send those hips back. Coming into that down dog position. So you can walk out the feet, move side to side, whatever you need. And then let's go ahead and take the right leg back and up, coming into that three-legged dog, reaching it up, bending at the knee. Let's stack those hips. And we're slowly going to bring that right foot forward, top of the mat, moving into a low lunge position. So drop that left knee down. And let's reach those left arms up towards the sky. Finding length, opening the heart here. And from here, we're going to curl those left toes underneath. Go ahead and use that strength to lift yourself up into that high lunge position. Taking those hands behind the back, interlace. We inhale, roll those shoulders up and down the spine. Lifting that heart. Pressing out through that left heel. Continue to breathe. Continue to open that chest. Let's take one more breath. And from here, we're going to move into that pyramid position. So go ahead and step that left foot back a little bit closer. We're going to straighten that right leg, keeping those hands clasped. So we inhale, lengthen that spine. And on that exhale, folding over that right leg. Reaching those hands up off the back, Continue to breathe, continue to lift through those hands. And on that next inhale, go ahead and take a bend into that right knee. Lifting that chest up, coming into that reverse warrior, drop that left hand to the back of the left leg. Reach up and back with that right arm. You feel that expansion happening in those ribs. Continue to lift that heart towards the sky. Maintain that bend in that right knee. And with the strength of that right arm, we're going to reach ourselves forward and extending that right leg, moving into that triangle position. So sending those hips back, rotating that right hand down to a block, your ankle or the earth. So again, your practice, whatever you're comfortable with. Option to look up towards that left hand. And let's cartwheel those hands down, framing that right foot. Step it back, plank position. We'll inhale here. And exhale, drop the knees. Extend those arms forward, moving back into that puppy dog position. Drop the head. Take a few breaths. Take one more breath. Again, slowly begin to lift that. Keep those hands where they're at. Drop those hips down. Forearms come down to follow. Back into that Sphinx pose position. Take 3 deep breaths here. And lower the chest down. We'll come back into that baby cobra flow. So again, hands come to the outsides of the mat, coming up onto those fingertips, elbows out towards the side. This time we're going to add a shoulder dip to this. So we'll inhale, lift the chest. On that exhale, drop the right shoulder, look left. So inhale, center. Exhale, drop that left shoulder, look right. Inhale, center. Exhale, drop right, look left. Inhale, center. And exhale, left shoulder drop, look right. Let's do that one more time on both sides on your own. And we'll come back to center. Plant those hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to move into a cobra. So let's roll those shoulders up and back as we find some lift in that heart. Draw that chin in. So you don't want to collapse the head back, but drawing in. Feeling length from the end of the tailbone all the way to the crown of the head. Relax the shoulders down. And slowly lower down onto the earth. Roll those toes underneath. And again, from here we're going to press ourselves into plank. Inhale here. And let's exhale, send it back, down dog. So again, wiggle out the feet, the legs, move side to side, whatever you need. And from here, let's extend left leg back and up, 3-legged dog. Go ahead, bend the knees, stacking those hips. And we'll extend, taking that left leg to the top of the mat. Drop the right knee. Moving into that low lunge position. So go ahead, reach those arms forward all the way up towards the sky. Letting that heart open, lifting through those fingertips. And from here, you're going to curl those right toes underneath as you lift that knee up. So find your balance. Take those hands behind the back, fingers clasped. Roll those shoulders up and back, reaching back, keeping that heart open. Press out through that right heel. Continue to breathe. And we'll move into that pyramid position. So go ahead and step one foot a little bit forward. That right foot's going to come up 1 foot space. And we're going to straighten that left leg, keeping those hands clasped. Again, think rolling those shoulders up and back, opening the heart. As you exhale, folding over that left leg. Reach those hands, those clasped hands up towards the sky. Continue to breathe. Take one more breath. And slowly begin to bend that left knee. We're going to move into that reverse warrior. So drop right hand to the back of that right thigh. Reach up and back with that left arm. Again, opening on that left side now. Continue to bend that left knee. And with the strength of that left arm, reaching yourselves up and forward, straightening that left leg, shifting those hips back so we're nice and long. Send that left hand down to a block, your foot, or the earth. Reach up with that right. So stacking those shoulders, opening that heart. Continue to breathe. And let's cartwheel those hands down, framing that left foot. Step it back. Plank position, holding here. So let's inhale. And exhale, drop those knees. Again, moving into that puppy dog position. Drawing those hands forward, drop the forehead down. Let that heart melt down towards the earth. Take one more breath. And slowly rolling up that spine, drop those hips down, plant those forearms down, Sphinx position. Again, finding that lift and length through the spine, through the crown of the head. And we'll lower down. Nice job. Let's plant those hands underneath the shoulders this time. So moving into a cobra flow. So we're going to work from baby cobra, go a little bit higher, and then come into a full cobra. When you are ready, so take a normal breath here, in through the nose, out through the mouth. On that inhale, roll those shoulders up and back. Let's lift the chest, gaze right in front of the mat. Exhale it down. On the next inhale, roll those shoulders back, lift the heart, come up a little bit further. Draw those elbows in close to the body. Exhale, lower. Last one, so inhale, roll those shoulders up and back, finding your lift, so staying wherever you feel comfortable. You can stay here in Cobra. Otherwise, if you want to come into that up dog position, you can go ahead and lift those thighs off the earth. And slowly lower down. Let's press through those hands. Send those hips back. We're going to come into that child's pose. So keep those knees wide, extend those arms forward, drop the head down. We'll take a child's pose throughout the needle. So from here, let's extend that left arm forward. Right arm's gonna swoop underneath. So resting onto that right shoulder, drop the right side of the face down. Take one more breath. And we'll reach that right arm forward, changing sides. So swoop that left arm underneath, resting onto that left side of the face. Take one more breath. And release that left arm forward. Let's slowly roll ourselves up. We're going to come up onto our knees. So if you need the blocks, you can grab them here. So coming up onto your knees, we're going to come into that gate pose position. So let's take that left foot out in front of us. Toes are going to face forward. Think about matching up that left arch to that right knee. So you can either use that block, placing it beside that right thigh or the block. But let's go ahead and we're gonna reach that left arm up towards the sky. So find length here in this left side, nice and long. And on the exhale, either plant your hand beside you on that block. So reaching, think of feeling that expansion all the way from those toes to the tips of those left fingertips. So if you don't need the block, you can come down to the earth, coming up onto those fingertips. Take one more breath here. And slowly lift yourselves up with the strength of that left arm now. So left hand comes to that outside of that left leg. Go ahead and reach that right arm up. So feel nice and long to that right side. So lengthen here. You can stay here, inhale. Or exhale, again, side stretch to the left. And next inhale, lift yourselves back up. We'll change sides. So take the block to the left side now if you need. And right leg extends out to the side. Again, matching up that right arch with that left knee now. We'll go ahead and reach that right arm up. Find some length. And on the exhale, plant the left hand down on the block. Reaching that right arm past the crown of the head. Otherwise, you can take that left hand down, coming up onto the fingertips. On your next breath, go ahead and reach yourselves up with that right arm. Right hand comes to the outside of that right leg, reaching up with that left arm. Lengthen, inhale. Exhale. Side bend over to the right. Slowly lift yourselves back up. Coming up onto both knees here. Option here to grab the block. You can place them beside the ankles if you need. So we're going to come into that camel position. So we want to make sure those hips are right over the knees. All right. So from here, let's go ahead and take the hands to the low back. Fingertips face down. We'll inhale, roll those shoulders up and back. See how this feels. Just pressing those hips forward, keeping that heart open. So this is a nice place to start, so you can stay here. If you feel comfortable, you can reach for those blocks. Pressing those hips forward still, keeping that nice open heart. Continue to breathe. And from here, you can either stay on those blocks, otherwise go ahead and see if you can reach for those feet. So when we come down a little bit further, we want to make sure we're still pressing those hips forward, opening the heart. So I think about squeezing those shoulder blades together to help open that heart a little bit more. Bringing that gaze up. Continue to breathe here. Take one more breath. And from here, I like to reach one arm up just to help give me a little bit of momentum and slowly lift myself back up. Nice job. Let's come to our seat. Taking both feet out in front of us, knees bent. And from here, we're just gonna give ourselves a nice hug. So rounding in, go ahead and drop the forehead to the knees. Keeping those feet planted, knees bent. Let's reach those arms out in front of us. And now let's slowly lower, slowly onto the back. From here, we're going to move into that fish pose position. So go ahead and extend those legs long. You're going to come up onto those forearms. You can rotate side by side onto those hips so you can plant your glutes down onto your hands. So from here, those shoulders, those elbows are coming in closer together. So you can stay here, keeping that heart lifted, looking up. Otherwise, for that full position of the pose, go ahead, drop that head back. So think about crown of the head gently touches down. I'm pressing through those forearms, through the hands, through the elbows, so I don't have all the weight on my head. I'm dropping it down gently. Again, feel that nice opening in the heart here. Continue to breathe. If this is too intense, you can always come out. Give yourself a nice hug, move side to side if you need. Otherwise, just take a few more breaths here. All right, just slowly come out. Slowly begin to draw that head down, planting it down onto the earth. Let's hug those knees in again. We're not lifting those shoulders up to meet, just drawing those knees in. Keeping that back firmly planted into the earth. From here, let's extend one leg away from each other at a time. Moving into Shavasana, your final position. Let the ankles roll out to the sides. Take one hand by your sides, palms facing up, one at a time. And maybe you need to adjust the shoulders, making sure they're firmly planted into the earth. Letting your whole body rest down into the earth. Letting everything feel heavy. Letting any tension melt away. Take a nice slow, deep breath in through the nose. And slowly exhale out the mouth. Taking another nice, slow, deep breath in through the nose. And exhale it out. Let your body feel relaxed into the earth. Breathe in, breathe out, relax, release, and let go. Stay here as long as you need. When you're ready, slowly bring movement back to your body, wiggling the fingers, toes. Gently rock your head side to side. And we'll take a full body stretch by reaching those arms up overhead. So stretching long, full body stretch. Take a nice deep breath in. And we exhale side out. Bending those knees. We're going to roll over onto our right, curling ourselves into that fetal position, resting here for a moment. So give your body the time to slowly begin to wake back up. And from here, you can use that left hand to lift ourselves back up. Moving into a seated easy pose. Planting those hands, resting upon the knees. Ground the sit bones down into the earth. Heel length through that tailbone all the way to the crown of the head, keeping those eyes closed. Relax the shoulders down the back. Giving a moment here to thank your body for all the hard work it's done. And thanking yourself for honoring your body. Giving yourself the time it needs to take care of your body. And we'll take our hands by our sides, palms facing up. Let's circle those arms up, inhaling peace. And on the exhale, slowly release those hands back down to the earth, releasing everything that no longer serves you. One more time, inhaling peace, so whatever it is you may need, bring it down to your heart. May the long time sunshine upon you, all the love surround you, and pure light within you guide your way on. The light in me honors the light in you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wishing you peace, happiness, and tons of love.